What's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you for an ML Sports Take, all brought to you by Camillus Golf Club and Stanley Law Offices. Let's break down the Buffalo Bills picks in the 2022 NFL Draft. First of all, Kyer Elam. I was at the game on Friday night, the Sabres game, and he was there. Obviously, many of you saw it, with Josh Allen and others, and just going crazy and embracing the Buffalo situation, and that's just a cool thing to see. And what the Bills did here is Brandon Beane, obviously, the last player he had graded as a first-round grade was Elam, and the Bills get a corner. They fill in. I mean, you want to talk about more boxes checked again for Brandon Beane across the board. They filled a hole in need, right? They got more athletic, and they got deeper with this pick too, because you can start to bump people around and in and out. Trey White comes back. What happens if Dane Jackson is the number two, and Elam goes in behind those guys? Just a tremendous deal. I think he's going to be able to start right away. I think he's that good. Playing on the big stage, Florida, all the packed stadiums. He knows what's going on. He's a tall corner. I like that too. Checks the box there. 6'2", 190. You got to be able to go up and stop people who can go up and get it. He can do that, obviously. Super, super great press zone coverage, which he's really good. And he's got, physical abilities, got instincts, quick feet, closes, good tackler, all these different things, and just unbelievable straight line speed as well. So I think Kyer Elam, what a great pick for the Buffalo Bills in there. At number 23, where the Bills picked, they obviously traded up to get Elam in a smart move, because that was, that last guy, as I mentioned, with the grade 1 board and, grade 1 rating. And so he was on the board, and the Bills didn't wait. And of course, the other big thing is you barely give up any capital to go up and get a corner that clearly they were eyeing. And Elam wants to really strive to be the best, because if you heard some of the quotes come out after the draft, he was asking, really asking, how did Trey White get this great? So he's really into it, and it's just a great pick for the Bills. Let's move through here. Second round, number 31 overall, is, I think, the biggest steal of the draft, in James Cook of Georgia. I couldn't believe this dude was available at that moment. He's an absolute burner. He's an absolute stud. Anybody you can pluck from the Georgia Bulldogs probably is just going to be like, okay, I'll take my chances on him, right? Because how great they were last year. Defense got a lot of the accolades, but let's go over to the offensive side of the football. James Cook was a huge part of it in running. He can catch out of the backfield and burn, or he can run the football. And Zach Moss is now officially on notice. There's no other way to say it. In the third round, number 25, I'll tell you what, this guy here, Terrell Bernard out of Baylor. I don't watch a ton of Big 12 football. I don't watch a lot of Baylor football, but everything that I've seen, at least the videos and some of the tape and clips and such, pretty good inside linebacker here. Kind of a moving part guy. Could be a player you could groom in to replace Tremaine Edmonds as well. He can play multiple positions. This was just basically a depth piece, I think, for Brandon Beane looking at the future. Now, you move through another steal of the draft, the second steal of the draft for me was Khalil Shakir, the ultra-talented slot man out of Boise State. Here we go with another receiver. You've now got Jamison Crowder, Isaiah McKenzie, and you've got Shakir. And if you look at his numbers, according to Pro Football Focus and others, they're as good as many other receivers in college football anywhere you play. I don't care what conference, what team, what your schedule looks like. Shakir is the real deal. He's a really good player, and it could be a situation, again, rookie contract and all the rest. You bring in Crowder 1 year. If Crowder has a decent year, but you don't want to bring him back, you just move right into Khalil Shakir. So I like that pick a lot for the Bills. Matt Araiza, how about this pick? I mean, my gosh, the Bills in the 6th round, they basically get the best punter in the draft, right? I mean, a guy who can boom at 90. This was from the Jags through Tampa. Brandon Beane moving and shaking throughout the draft. But this punter from San Diego State, he's a popular guy. People love him. People already love him in Western New York. The punting god. I mean, this is going to be a really, really, really huge addition for the Bills. And Matt Hawk, we know he struggled for a good part of last year. The Bills had to get a punter, and it just turns out that they got the best one in the 6th round. Great draft. I'm telling you, they had a great draft. Also in the 6th round, Christian Benford. Don't learn a lot about him at corner out of Villanova. We'll see if he even makes the roster. But again, that to me looks like a depth piece. And then Virginia Tech offensive tackle. Again, another depth piece in the 6th round. Luke Tenuta. Don't know a ton about him. But again, I think just adding a depth piece on the O tackle, when you look at, what the Bills have right now, you got Roger Saffold, you've got some other people coming in playing guard, Ryan Bates, etc. But this is a guy in Tenuta too who can play tackle and guard if he needs to. Maybe groom him as a depth piece behind a guard, and we know Saffold is here on a 1-year deal anyway. Finally, Balin Spector, the Clemson inside linebacker. Really good instinct player, terrific and fast. They got him in the 7th round, 10th, overall in that round. And again, just was a draft depth piece from my lens. Overall, I would give the Bills a B plus in this draft. I really would. I know CBS gave him a C and some others. I thought it was, a decent draft, but not great. I thought it was a really good to great draft for Buffalo because I think, again, you want to check boxes and you're a contender. You're a title contender. You've got almost the whole roster filled at this point, and you're looking to complete the trifecta, which is fill the needs, right? They did that with corner. They did that with James Cook at running back, right? Grab depth pieces for the future. Check the box there with all the guys that I mentioned. And you could also say fill in a need at punter too. And then the other thing is find, all the guys here who are good for your franchise. And I think that they've done that with all of these players. That's where Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott really come in. They really know their players. They research their players. They go to the Senior Bowl. They go to all the senior games. They, they watch bowl games, travel to those. They're in constant contact with coaches and players. And, when you look at this, it's pretty impressive the way they've been able to draft here the last few years. And I just think it keeps getting better and better. And this year was no different. And the big picks, obviously, you get Elam, you get, Khalil Shakir, I think James Cook, the punting god. I think those are probably the big picks right there. And we'll see. I think they could all come in actually and be instant impact and starting from day one as well. So B plus, bravo, Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott yet again. I'm Mike Lindsley. This video is brought to you by Tiny Bubbles Laundromat, Bertinaise Hardware, Rosie's Corner, and our great friends over at the Vince Seguera Consulting Group. Become a better leader both personally and professionally with Vince Seguera Consulting Group online at vcgtransforms.com. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And as I always tell you, enjoy the games.